Hey everybody, Mike Naso here from podweather.com and Internet Partnership Radio with the latest on the tropics. And as you can see this evening, the Atlantic tropics, they're getting a bit more active, and we do have a few tropical waves we're watching. The first one is what we were watching yesterday out here, and it's the low center with it that we were tracking was way down here and is starting to dissipate, and the northern portion of the wave is moving on off towards the northwest, so it looks unlikely that this will develop. But leaving Africa is a new tropical wave, and there's another one still over Africa that we're going to have to watch very carefully over the next few days. Let's start first with the African wave train as it begins to crank up as we are now approaching August 6th. And there's the first wave I mentioned, not looking too good, convection kind of skimpy. This one leaving could potentially be a problem, and the one off screen here is starting to already look like it's turning, and it's a little bit further south, and there is a chance that this could do something. On the infrared satellite, you can see that even better with the convection getting stronger as we head further towards Africa, and then over Africa along the landmass there, we have even deeper convection. So this one still over land could be the one that is the problem down the road, although the one leaving could also cause some problems. Now, the model guidance has been indicating that a wave will develop into a tropical cyclone leaving Africa. This is the Canadian model, and you can see that it does show two features in the Atlantic basin. The first, a little wave here approaching the islands as an entity, but the much more grave threat would be this system here, which looks to even be a hurricane based on this model, moving towards the west-northwest in the central Atlantic based on the Canadian model. Now, the GFS model has been showing that we are going to get that development off Africa from the tropical wave leaving now, and you could see in a few days it does show it bearing down on the Windward Islands as what appears to be a powerful system. And it is August, so a major hurricane in the Atlantic in August isn't all that unheard of. Conditions right now aren't that favorable, but by the time this system would be rolling into town, this little pinwheel could be quite a system if this model verifies. We're not quite sure that's going to happen yet, but we're going to keep an eye on it. Now, elsewhere, we don't have much to talk about in the Atlantic, but the Pacific is very active. We have a Category 4 Hurricane Felicia here, very, very well defined, and then we have Tropical Storm Enrique here, much, much less organized. Convection further back, we could get another storm. The next name on that list is Guillermo, and we're going to wait and see on that. Here's Enrique. It's down to 50 miles an hour, continuing to weaken, moving northwest at 17. Not expected to be a player, but Hurricane Felicia is definitely a player, and it could be for the United States as well, and I'll tell you why. Winds 140 miles an hour, gusting to 165, is an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane, moving west-northwest at 11, 937 millibars, and that's an estimate. You can see it's currently expected to weaken and move northwest, then bend back west, still be a hurricane Saturday night, and be a tropical storm approaching the state of Hawaii by the time Monday, Tuesday rolls around. Now, the waters are going to increase a little bit in temperature out here, so there is a chance that it might maintain itself or even re-strengthen. But right now the thinking is that with the less favorable winds, it will continue to weaken. Nevertheless, if you're in the state of Hawaii, just to have the threat of a system bearing down on you, even if it is only a depression or a storm, is something to contend with, and we don't know exactly where Felicia is going to go or how strong this hurricane will be, but nevertheless, Hurricane Felicia is something we're going to keep an eye on. Here's the infrared satellite imagery, and there's that very well-defined eye, almost taking on an annular type shape as it continues to move there, so a force to be reckoned with in the eastern Pacific. In the western Pacific, we still have Morakot, now up to 90 miles an hour. It's expected to become a Category 4 typhoon, but just skim along the northern coast of Taiwan, potentially weakening and making landfall Friday, and then heading into China, maybe as a Category 1 typhoon. Taking a look out there, though, you can see this thing could carry quite a punch. It's very large and ill-defined, typical of a 90, 100 mile an hour storm, but it is growing in size and in strength, and if it becomes a Category 4, then we'll have some big problems with it. You can see over China we still have the remnants of Goni, which has come inland over the last 24 hours, dropping heavy rainfall, but the rainfall with this typhoon here, Morakot, is much, much more serious, so we're going to keep an eye on that. I'm Mike Naso from IPR365.com with the latest on the tropics. I'll see you next time.